At this point, we are going to move on to the kayfabe tier list. This was created by our very own Steven. This is a visual tracker used to track the credibility and presentation of the members of WWE's roster. This is the post WrestleMania edition here, and we just got done talking about a few of the guys. Here we see Enzo Amore, Colin Cassidy, Apollo Crews. They're in the B tier already. You see Baron Corbin debuted in the B plus tier. Sting is no longer on here because he officially announced his retirement at the night before WrestleMania at the WWE Hall of Fame ceremony. AJ Styles has moved up. Chris Jericho has moved up to the A tier. So we've got some movement on the list. One thing that I want to talk about is actually someone who did not move, and that person is Dean Ambrose. I said on the show before WrestleMania that there's no reason why Dean Ambrose should not be the biggest star in WWE following WrestleMania. Well, guess what? He's not. And it's so unfortunate that I sit here and I look at him there with the amazing platform that he had, or at least the opportunity, with the match with Brock Lesnar, and something fell apart with the booking of this match and the execution of this match, and the guy is exactly where he was a few weeks ago. I don't think he gained anything from the process, and me sitting here watching him there, it fucking sucks, because they did such a great job with his character, providing those layers, getting us to a point where we know who this guy is. We are invested in his journey, and no movement at all. It's just, I don't even know what it is, but whatever it is, I don't like it.
Well, you said it basically. He's nowhere different than he was a few weeks ago, and that's why he didn't move. Is your question why didn't he go down?
No, it's not why didn't he go down. It's me expressing disappointment over the fact that he didn't go up, and the way the WWE handled the match.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, if he had lost in a better way, I probably would have moved him up. I think he was just destroyed. He was just sort of swatted away, almost metaphorically speaking. He didn't really put up a fight. It was bad. I prefer to forget the match happened. In fact, I haven't really thought about it much until I've talked about it here.
Yeah, it was severely disappointing because I felt that this was one of those matches that could be a show stealer, or at least be one of the most memorable matches of the night. And not only did it not have any spots that were all that memorable, but it was so quick. I felt like I barely had time to even get into it. So Dean Ambrose here had they had an opportunity to make Dean Ambrose feel like he was a bigger deal, that he was going to benefit from the loss, that we could see how hard he would fight and the type of warrior that he really is, and that he doesn't give up. He's so crazy, he'll kick out of anything. But one F5 and he's already done. And that really was disappointing. And not only that, but for a street fight, they weren't even outside of the ring that much, really.
I had a theory that I talked about on the review that I did for WrestleMania, and there's nobody on this damn planet that can tell me that this was not the case. I fully believe that Shane McMahon stole Dean Ambrose's thunder. I 100% believe that was the case, because I guess WWE saw it in their minds that they only had one place for some daredevil underdog that was willing to put his body on the line to overcome this powerful force that he was standing in opposition to. And if you look at it in those terms, I mean, the match between Shane McMahon and The Undertaker, it was a whole hell of a lot more important in WWE's eyes than Dean Ambrose versus Brock Lesnar. But I just wish that they would have seen this as more of a moment to do something and propel this guy forward with some more momentum. Not even sitting here saying that he had to win the match. Just gain something from it. Like, go down in a blaze of glory. That didn't even happen. Or, shit, come up triumphant some way, somehow. Give us an opportunity to clap for the guy or some shit. But, hell, that Shane, he got all that. So, I'm not, like, coming down on Shane. It's just making an observation on the booking. And as great as Shane McMahon is, and, you know, his performance was wonderful, and all of the accolades that he's getting right now, he 100% deserves it. But I do have to acknowledge the fact that I believe that he stole Dean Ambrose's thunder.
You make a very good point.
Given to him.
Yeah, I think you make a good point because that's the type of ending that should have happened with Dean Ambrose. Is like the everyone giving him a standing O because of his effort, and that is exactly what we got in the Shane match. But we should have gotten it with Ambrose because everyone should have been able to stand up and say, you know what, Dean gave it his all. He kicked out of the F5. He did everything that he could do, and I mean, and then people will counter that with, oh well, the F5 that makes the F5 not look as strong, whatever. It's like we don't need proof that the F5 is a strong move. Hell, it ended the Undertaker's undefeated streak 2 years ago. We know the F5 is probably the most powerful finisher, storyline terms, obviously. I think that's pretty clear. I'm talking in terms of storyline, but anyway, like storyline wise, that's the most powerful finisher there is. Just based off of that, based off the fact that's pinned John Cena, that's pinned, numerous people. So Dean Ambrose kicking out of that shows us way more of how Dean Ambrose is crazy and that he'd kick out of anything. That he has no end in sight. You know what I mean? He has no filter. He keeps going. He doesn't run out of gas. And instead we didn't get that at all in this match. That was extremely disappointing.
Man, just talking about this is getting me more pissed off. Because why would you do all of that with the guy before WrestleMania, making it seem as if you were ready to pull the trigger on him? Set the whole table for it to happen, and then it just doesn't.
Yeah, and the thing is, a lot of it comes with the fact that it's not about Dean Ambrose losing. It's about the fact that he lost so easily. I really don't have that much of an issue with him losing the match. In fact, I expected him to. But I also thought that what we were going to get out of this was a hearty defeat that could help grow his career. I always will go back to the best example of this because there's really no better example, and that's Stone Cold losing at WrestleMania 13 to Bret Hart. Lost the match, did everything for him, worked wonders. Now, I'm not saying that this would be of that level or of that significance, but it certainly could have still done quite a bit for him. I think of many other matches when someone comes so close to winning, the babyface almost does it, but doesn't quite. And then they kind of stand there and they're out of breath and they're all tired out. It's exactly what happened to Shane McMahon later in the night. They're all tired out. They're on a stretcher, whatever, and everyone gives him the applause. Even when Undertaker lost his streak, same thing. Everyone gave him the standing O because the effort. Like, that's what we should have got with Dean Ambrose here, and instead, that moment was washed away. That never was even going to happen.
And I guess a conversation could be had about the state of WWE, where they felt it was more valuable to go with a person in Shane McMahon for this type of story when we don't even know if we're going to see him again. And you have a person, Dean Ambrose, who is on the roster, active. He wasn't on Monday Night Raw, but, whatever. I guess they were done with him. Like, your objective is complete, sir. We gave Brock Lesnar his meal, and, boom, that was it. But I guess it does say something, the fact that they invested all of that into Shane and The Undertaker, people that we don't even know when we're going to see again, versus, somebody like a Dean Ambrose who is available every week. But again, not coming down on Shane, just making an observation.